So even if it is your relationship you are having emotional issue, it can affect your decision in finance, in your career, in your business, in your personal development, because every domain of life is connected to
To
self.
you. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to another episode of Open Up with Moses, formerly known as Vent Room,
Yeah.
where we give voice and meaning to
To the
emotions
emotions
people don't know they're
carrying.
carrying. And I'm Tamara Omoike, and with me is
Coach Moses. Good job, guys. How are you doing?
very well. I hope you all are doing good. And in case you missed it last week, we explained why we changed the name from Vent Room to Open Up with Moses. If you missed it, I think he will shed more light. Can you just
Okay,
explain?
like I said, we transitioned from vent, which was also vent room, to open up with Moses, because we believe that the word vent sounds dramatic and does not really give you, our viewers, a deep sense of what we are doing here. So, and if when you tend to vent, it's no guarantee that you heal. You tend to also focus on the negative feeling, right? But when you hear the word open up and you get to really open up, you know, okay, this is a safe place to be vulnerable. This is a safe place to heal. This is a safe place, to release that tension. And then there's space within you to get filled up with the right insight and information that really indeed sets you up for healing and transformation. So we actually did this because we love you.
Because of you.
Yeah, I want you to connect better
With
with
us.
with us and what we do here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So, getting into the story, today's story is about a woman that is very close to my heart. Very, very close to my heart. She's a friend. She's a sister. She's family. Someone that is very close to me.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Yeah. So she didn't want to come in person. She just shared it because she's far away. So, and I told her, okay, I'll share your story. So I've not really had time to dig deep into it. She just told me, and this is it.
All right.
All right. So I titled it, "The Room Wasn't Small. I was avoiding myself."
The room wasn't
Wasn't
small.
small.
I was avoiding myself.
Myself, yes.
Huh.
Yeah. My name is Nkechi. Let's leave my age out of it. It's not important. That's her words, so not me. You see, I have a deep fear of enclosed spaces, so intense that it often feels as though I'm losing air, unable to breathe, gasping for relief. For a long time, this fear stopped me from fully engaging with my inner experiences. I avoided sitting with my emotions, avoided processing them, and missed the lessons they carried or the actions I needed to take. Instead of reflection, there was escape. Because of this, I found myself attracting relationships I had no business being in or entertaining. One particular relationship was filled with nonsense in every sense of the word, and unsurprisingly, it didn't last. But it was that experience, the one that finally broke the camel's back, that forced me to pause, turn inward, and confront my fear. If there's one thing I've learned, is that freedom often begins the moment we stop running from ourselves. Since then, something has shifted. The constant feeling of being trapped, of gasping for air, has greatly reduced. I'm learning to process my emotions instead of running from them. I'm learning to name them, think them through, extract the lessons, and choose my next steps intentionally. I no longer feel like I'm trapped in an enclosed space. I feel free.
She's free.
I think she's healing.
That's good news.
Yes, I think
That's good news.
Yeah, she's healing. Well, I
It's been a while we heard the story that ended with a positive one.
on a positive note.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just sharing this here because there are some people that are still feeling like they are still enclosed.
Closed. Yeah.
Yes, they're feeling trapped. They're feeling trapped. Like they are reaching out for something, but they don't even know what they are reaching out to.
Can I ask you a question though? Is this your person? Is she a career person?
Yes,
She's
yes. She's a career person in the educational line.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's an author too.
Okay. So for me, I think the first insight I'm getting, first of all, I want to say it's a good thing that she's already free.
Like, congratulations.
Yes, that
I'm happy for her.
She has been able to
Yeah.
meet self,
Yes.
pay attention to that feeling, and
Yes.
she's feeling free.
Yes.
So the first insight that I'm getting is behavioral habits born from emotional habits.
Mm-hmm.
Behavioral habits born from emotional habits. And I'm getting this insight from from the first part of the story where you mentioned that she doesn't like being in an enclosed space. That it feels like she's losing air and then she has to, grasp for air to feel relief.
Mm.
And then the next thing I'm hearing is I don't pay attention to my feelings. I don't sit with my feelings because uh I don't sit with my feelings because this is the way you said it. Think
Should I read it again?
let me hear that part again. I don't
Just
sit with my
said-
I think I heard something like
This fear stopped me from fully engaging with my inner experiences.
experience.
I avoided sitting with my emotions,
emotions.
avoided processing them, and missed the lessons they carried
Thank
or
you
the
very much. I
actions
think
I needed
that's
to take.
it there. So this actually seeks to confirm that your beliefs create your thoughts create the way you feel, and then your feeling controls and influences your behavior. Now, certain behavioral pattern are only a reflection of emotional pattern and habits. For example, if you see a person who procrastinates, that is a behavioral pattern. Look closely. They also have something that they like to postpone internally. When you see a person who
They like to what?
there are internal things within them, probably emotions, feeling, noise that goes on within them that they don't like to process immediately. So they have they have this attitude of postponing things, of handling things much
Because
later.
of what that thing will make them
they
feel inside.
inside.
So they postpone that thing because they don't want to feel that thing at that
so
moment.
so that attitude of postponing is only a reflection of how they handle the feeling and the energy that goes on within them. You also see it in case where people struggle or people who like to have their spaces littered. Right? If you look closely, you would often find that they have their mindsets within self littered with various forms of feeling and noise, causing so much confusion in their head.
The chaos outside is what they use to silence the chaos.
Not necessarily silent. It's just a behavioral pattern of
what is going
on
inside.
within. So in this case with what's her name, Nkechi?
Yes.
In this case with Nkechi, they not wanting to or avoiding an enclosed space is just a reflection of not wanting to process that feeling. Why? What is the link? The link is if I have to process my feeling, there is the chance that I may feel overwhelmed. And if I feel overwhelmed,
I feel trapped.
I feel trapped. That's the interpretation. I feel trapped. And if I feel trapped, it means that this feeling controls me. And then I lose myself in the process. Now, spiritually, what does losing self mean? It means death. That's why a lot of persons, we have people who are actually existing, but they are not living. Because to lose self it means to die.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what she says. Say, when she's in an enclosed place, it feels like death. I probably believe that is it.
Let me check.
Because the only reason why you feel like you're losing air is the fear of death.
Yes.
You don't want to die.
You don't want to die. You want to breathe.
You want to breathe. So you look for an escape. But when you have to process the way you feel, You feel trapped. You feel overwhelmed. And if you cannot come out of this feeling of being overwhelmed, the feeling controls you, manipulates you such that you become beaten down by this feeling, and then you lose self, which equals death. So that behavioral pattern of avoiding enclosed space is only a reflection of that emotional pattern of not paying attention to self because I don't want to be overwhelmed or trapped by my feeling. Did you get it?
I get you. I get you.
It's and you notice that by doing so, you begin to attract certain things in your life. The feeling of not
Because you don't want to deal with this monster emotions. Yeah. You just keep rolling with the tide. You just keep rolling.
Rolling, yes.
You just keep
trying to look for a way to move on.
A quick fix.
A quick fix, yes.
You just keep
to
rolling.
Distract the mind.
Exactly. You're looking, that nagging feeling of discomfort is in your head. It's constant. It's flickering. It's tapping in your heart. So you're looking for something to keep silencing. So as a result, you'll be attracting. You'll be attracting flies.
I didn't want to say anything.
No, she said it. She didn't really necessarily use the word flies.
Okay.
Yes, she said. I found. Because of this, I found myself attracting relationships I had no business being in or entertaining. You'll be friends with people that are not supposed to be your friend. That's where you be online trolling. You be online arguing about who is your popsy.
Who is the richest boy?
Who is the richest celebs? Because you're trying to distract yourself from your own turmoil. The monsters, people yes, the emotions.
That's the thing for a lot of persons. They stay on social media so long or so much just to distract themselves from processing certain things. That's very true. And this particular, that place that you read just pointed me to the second insight, which is to not pay attention to your emotion is to not pay attention to self. To not pay attention to your emotion is to not pay attention to yourself, because your emotions are what forms your being. Are you getting me? Your emotions are what forms your being.
What determines your action.
Is what determines your action, your essence, your essence, your you are formed by your emotions. So we have, and the emotions are in two forms. I divide it into two forms. We have the spirit of the world, where you have your feelings which are of the world, and then we have the spirit of God, where you have a more positive and divine feeling.
Okay.
Right now, oftentimes, if I have to operate from a positive feeling, it is important to find out what the negative feeling, which is the spirit of the world, is saying. Not to identify with it, but to find out, to hear it. For example, the reason why you have light here is because positive and negative had to come together. Are you getting me? For you to get solutions, sometimes the solutions are usually embedded in the problems. So sometimes for us to find out what God is saying, what love is saying, and to really operate from our true self, to feel at peace, we need to understand what the negative feeling is saying. That is how to really use our feeling or emotion as a tool. Otherwise, it uses you. So shame, yes, may be a negative feeling, may be an emotional saboteur. But when you understand that listening to it and not identifying with it is the right way to handle it, you will not run away from being ashamed. You will understand, okay, if I feel ashamed, then there is a reason why. So if you feel a certain kind of way that doesn't feel right and feels painful, sometimes the right way to get to that light, to get that peace, to get that answer, is to find out what that feeling is saying. And people tend to forget, Tamara, that before you are in relationship with anybody, you are first in relationship with yourself. Now tell me, let me ask you this. What forms the basics of any relationship?
The basic of any
relationship.
Love.
Love, yes. Love. What else?
The decision to want to.
It's communication.
Oh, okay. Communication.
It's communication. If you see a healthy relationship, it's because they have a healthy communication. If you see a bad relationship, it's because they have a bad communication. Are you getting me?
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? Our emotion speaks. Our feeling speaks. Right?
Yes.
Because this feeling is you.
Yes. Now, for instance, sorry, I'm
Yes.
not cutting you short. Yeah. You see a boy and a girl,
Mm-hmm.
they're arguing
Yes.
and they're lovers. Yeah. And she goes away. Then later she feels bad that, why did I say those things that I said?
Yeah.
You know she's wrong. She acknowledges that she's wrong. And she's feeling bad. How do I say those things that I said? Then she practices in front of the mirror that when she sees him, she will apologize. I'm sorry. I'm this. I won't do that again.
Yeah.
I should have said this. I should have said this.
that.
I shouldn't have said this. I shouldn't have said that. And henceforth, I wouldn't do this. She will realize and everything. When she now sees the person, the thing that come out of her mouth is something completely different. Because your emotion is what will determine what you will do, what you will say, how you are feeling.
How you're feeling, yes.
You understand? You will not see the person, you'll be like, Delele.
Be careful, please.
Sorry, that anger will come back again. Or whatever is. Sometimes it might not even be anger. Sometimes shame.
Yeah.
Sometimes embarrassment.
That's why you can't really deceive. You can't deceive yourself.
Sometimes embarrassment. You are too embarrassed to say I'm sorry, or to even admit, or you are too proud. Sometimes it can be pride. Sometimes you can be too nervous. Instead, you scurry away.
Like, you just keep quiet. You postpone it.
You keep, So yeah. So your emotions is what will determine what you will do,
because they influence your behavior. Emotions speak. Your emotions speak, and they determine your emotional home. The quality of your emotional home determines the quality of your life generally.
Your relationships, your life in general, everything about you.
I have a spiritual mindset class called The Promised Land. I do not have the spiritual mindset class, sorry. I host a spiritual mindset class in a community, and I was teaching my community one time. I was saying, your emotional homes are made up of 4 entities.
Okay.
You have the spirit, you have your soul, you have the mind, you have the heart. They're almost inseparable.
Say it again.
So you have the spirit,
mm-hmm.
you have the soul,
mm-hmm.
you have the mind,
mm-hmm.
you have the heart.
Okay.
They're inseparable.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The mind, the heart, inseparable. The soul and the spirit, inseparable. They're all in you. Now, these 4 entities come together to form your emotional home. Okay? Now, from these 4 entities, are you getting me? From these 4 entities, do you speak? Do you act? And they determine the quality of your life. Now, the communication that you have in this home is what determines if this is a good home or a bad one. If you see a fine house, a big castle, and you see a 2-bedroom flat, for example, naturally, which will you be attracted to? A big castle, a giant mansion. And then you have a 2-bedroom flat, a very regular 2-bedroom flat. Naturally, when you see them from the outside, which are you attracted to? Be very sincere.
The beautiful one.
Not just the beautiful one, the what?
The beautiful.
Definitely, I believe the mansion.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you call, this is my dream home.
Mm-hmm.
But when you enter the castle, the mansion, you stay there 2 weeks. And you realize that the relationship that they have is subpar. The communication is poor. The man is a cheat. The woman is an unsubmissive woman, a quarrelsome woman. The children they have no honor or respect for the parent, and they are wayward. With time, you find out that you feel displeased to stay there.
You're uncomfortable.
You're uncomfortable. And then you go to the 2 bedroom flat, the regular 2 bedroom flat that you rejected originally or initially rather, and you find out that the relationship there is beautiful, there is love, they communicate better.
They're more cordial.
You will forget at some point that this is just a 2 bedroom flat. Why? Because you feel loved here, you feel welcomed here, because there's a difference between the home and
And
the
the
house. The house is the aesthetics. The home is what self relates to. The home is the relationship that exists in the house. So, in the same way with self, our emotional home is what determines the life, not the body, not really the strife, not the dreams. How do you relate with self? Which is, what kind of words do you tell self? How do you communicate with self? So when shame, which is the spirit of the world, tells you you're not good enough, do you sit down with self to speak with that shame and say,
And
okay,
continue to say, I'm strong.
I'm not good enough? Or do you find out and say, okay, since shame is saying this,
If I'm
what,
not good enough, how do I become better?
how do I become better? How do you find out from love how to become better, to feel enough?
How do I overcome this?
Are you getting me?
Yes.
So we must learn to pay attention to self. And this reminds me of, I think this insight may even overshadow today's episode because it's deep. There was one day when I early started, let me just give you this gist. There was when I early started coaching, I was sending out code messages to people on getting my ebook,
Okay.
right? I had a goal to send over 3,000 ebook within a very short period of time. So I was sending out code DMs, doing everything possible that I can. Then I also wanted to use that opportunity to get people to come for a clarity section. So I met one guy one time on Facebook. I'm sure if he's seeing this, he'll be like, this is me. So he said to me, this ebook really spoke to me. So what do I do? How do I handle this? I said, okay, would you like to have a clarity session? Then he said, first of all, how much do you charge? I said, let's have the clarity. No, he said, no, let me know how much you charge. Then I wasn't really skilled with my system then. So I just told him, okay, this is how much it will charge if we get to have the clarity session and then we find out this is the issue you have. And boy told me, my emotions can stay in one place for now. Because he said, emotion is for relationship. That's exactly what he said. He said, emotion is for relationship. Meanwhile, it's because of the amount too.
It's because of the amount, though. You will not say the truth.
He said, emotion is for the relationship. Right? And I tried to convince him that, hey, your emotions, every aspect of your life are connected to self. And how you feel affect various aspects of your life, every domain of your life. So even if it is your relationship you are having emotional issue, it can affect your decision in finance, in your career, in your business, in your personal development. Because every domain of life is connected to
To
self.
you, yes. If
And
your
so
relationship with self is poor,
it's poor.
it will affect everything. Even that so-called relationship that you're saying.
It will affect
will affect
So
it.
emotions are not just limited to just emotion, to just relationship. And if that were true, then bear in mind that you are your first relationship. And this brings me, let me just end this with the third insight. You said she's a career person.
Yeah.
This is for career people now. Career people tend to engage themselves with so much work to distract themselves from what they are feeling, to avoid introspection. Right?
Yeah.
So the activity that they do, the chasing of, especially when the work is bringing so much results, it becomes an escape to process how you feel. And let me use this opportunity to tell you that when you do that, the work itself becomes an idol. Ask me how.
How?
Good. When, God said, do not create any other God. Do not create any other image except from no. How did you say it? How did you say it?
Do not serve
He
any
said,
other
"Do not
God
serve any other god except for me. Do not bow down to any other god
except
except from me." Now, if you remember the Israelites, they created an idol.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that idol was created from their creativity, was also created from using their what? Their hands. So, in ideal sense, they're not really bowing down to just an image, they're bowing down to their work.
Hey!
When we walk, it's the same thing. When we walk with what? Creativity and with our hands. And then we place so much attachment to that thing to avoid paying attention to self. What you are literally doing, if you're anything like Nkechi,
Is the golden calf.
that is your golden calf. That work becomes the idol in your life. And at the end of the day, the result you get from it is unfulfillment, poor decision in self. Poor decision that will result to you attracting people that you shouldn't attract, relationship and unhealthy choices. But most importantly, unfulfillment.
Anyway, I'm just seeing this one now. I'm just understanding this golden calf differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, they say it in church. You are serving your phone. I didn't get it.
You didn't get it.
And now
yes.
I'm getting it.
We idolize work.
I'm getting it now, how we idolize things like this.
Yeah.
May God give us insights to understand all of these things differently and deeper and better. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
So Nkechi, as you thank God for your healing, and for people that are like Nkechi, that feel like they are trapped, they are gasping for air, they need to do better, please, you can reach out to Coach Moses. Drop a comment, send him an email, reach out to him on social media.
If you want to have a free clarity session, you can visit my website www.ghoodjhob.com for a clarity session. Now, one thing you can do this week, I really wish Nkechi was here to tell us how she got free. But one thing you should begin to do this week is pay attention to self. Pay attention to self. It's the only way you meet self. And go through the 3 phases of love: discovery, awareness, and acceptance.
And so I do not feel overwhelming, because people like this tend to feel overwhelmed very easily.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they should do it one step at a time.
Yes, definitely.
One emotion at a time. Even if it's plenty, write all of them down and start with one.
That's how you go. You discover what exactly you are feeling.
Yes, for this particular one.
What is that emotion saying? What is that feeling
Sometimes
saying?
you're not even hearing anything. It's just the idea.
You make it
in your head.
Discover it.
If you try to give each of them name one by one, you just itemize it and start dealing with it one by one. And that way you don't feel so overwhelmed or choked up. So until we see you again next week, I remain Tamara, and Coach Moses will be here. We would love to see you again.
Do not forget to hit our subscribe button. I would explain the whole discovery, awareness, and acceptance in the description below. And please, if you want to support us, you can use the Buy Me a Coffee link beneath this video. Good job.
Good job.
Subscribe to our channel.
Subscribe, like, share, engage. We love you.
And then share your story with us as well.
Thank you.